Hi everyone, my name is Dhruba Joshi and I have been working as a senior SAS developer position for a couple of years. In my time, I have collected a few interview questions and I would like to share them with you. If you have questions of your own, please email me. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 63. How do you remove duplicate records from a SAS dataset? This question is asking about how to remove records duplicated by certain variable or duplicated by all variable from SAS dataset. There are different ways to remove duplicate records from SAS dataset. In this example, I am going to explain following two methods. First one is proc sort with no dupe and no dupe key option. This is procedure step. And second one is first dot variable and last dot variable. This is data step. To explain this question, following dataset is used. Dataset name is employee, where it has 13 record and 4 variable. Let me use first no dupe key option. This method sorts the data by certain variable and displays output without duplication by that variable. That means sorted variable. Sample code is used here. Proc sort data, employee, no dupe key, output dataset name is no dupe underscore EID by EID and run. When we run this first set of code, then it will produce the result output dataset as shown on the second table, where it has 7 records and 4 variable. Those 7 records EID are distinct EID. That means it has captured only first record from grouping variable and all other distinct variable. Second one is I am going to use no dupe key option. Proc sort with no dupe key option, no dupe option. This method sorts the data by all variable and displays output without duplication. Output dataset is shown on the table 1, where we use code as proc sort data, employee, no dupe, output dataset name is no dupe underscore all, by underscore all underscore and run. By underscore all underscore that represents this data set has sorted by all variable, not only EID. It has sorted by EID, name, salary and department. When we run the second set of code, the result will display the data set as shown on the table 1, where it has 11 record and 4 variable. In case of input data source, there are 13 records, but by using no dupe option, it displays only 11 records. That means 2 records are missing here because those 2 records are duplicated records. That's why it has removed those 2 records. Those 2 records are EID2 and EID3. EID2, it has 2 records, that means Sami, same salary, same department, it has 2 records. And EID3, Jess, it has same salary and same department. It has total 3 records, but 2 records are exactly same. That's why those 2 records are duplicated records and those 2 records are eliminated from output dataset. Let me go to the second one. That means the data step method. First dot variable and last dot variable. This is data step method where first dot variable and last dot variable is used. If we need to keep distinct records and records from the duplicated variable, then before using first dot and last dot variable, we need to sort the data by given variable. That means to use the first dot and last dot method, first of all we have to sort the data by certain variable which is used in case of first dot and last dot. That's why first of all we have sorted the data, proc sort data, employee, output data set name is emp underscore sort by EID. After then, we use here first record method, that is the keeping distinct records and first record from the each duplicated variable group. Data set name is first underscore rec, set emp underscore sort, that means the previously sorted data by EID. Now I'm using here if first dot EID then output and run. In such a condition, if EID are distinct, if there is no duplication, then first dot EID and last dot EID it has same value. If EID has duplicated records, then first record will display when we use first dot EID and last record will display when we use last dot EID. That's why in this second code, that means the first underscore rec, when we run this set of code, then it will display the result as shown on the first table other side, where it has 7 records and 4 variables. EID are distinct. It shows here there is no duplication of EID, and it has displayed EID 1 ZEF, where ZEF is first record for EID 1. Similarly, keeping distinct record and last record from each duplicated variable, we use if last.eid, then output. When we run this third set of code, then it will display the result as shown on the second table. Still it has only 7 records. EID are distinct, but the difference is here. In case of EID 1, first table it displays ZIF, but second table it displays mark. Because for EID 1, first record it is ZIF, and last record there is mark. That's why first table it has displayed ZIF for the first record, and second table it has displayed mark. Similarly happens in case of other records as well. If we run same set of the code with the SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me run this first one, which creates the SAS dataset employee. It has 13 records and 4 variables. From this example, EID, it has EID 1, it has 3 records, ZEF, Robert, and Mark, where ZEF is first record for EID 1 and Mark is last record for EID 1. That's why when we use first dot variable, first dot EID, then it displays ZEF. When we use last dot EID, it displays mark. Let me go back to the code and run for no dupe key option first. When we use no dupe key option, then it displays there is no duplication on sorting variable. That means sorting variable is e underscore id. That's why key variable is here EID. There is no duplication with EID. As a result, we obtain here distinct EID, but it displays only first record from the grouping variable. That means, for example, EID 1, there are 3 records. First record is ZEF and last record is mark. But in case of no dupe key option, it displays only first record from the grouping variable. That's why we obtain here ZEF. Let me go back to the code and run second one. No dupe option. When we run no dupe option, then it displays here result as shown on this window where it has 11 record because there were 13 record input data source. 2 records are completely duplicated. That's why those 2 records are eliminated. As a result, we obtain only 11 records. Those 2 records are here, Sami and Jis. In case of source dataset, it has 13 records, including 2 rows of Sami and 2 rows of Jis. But when we use no dupe option, those duplicated records are eliminated. As a result, we obtain only 11 records. Let me go back to the code. The next one is next method. That means first start variable and last start variable, data step method. To use the first start variable and last start variable, we have to sort the data first. Let me sort the data. After sorting data by EID, we observe EID 1 there are 3 records, 2 there is 2 records, 3 there are 3 records, 4 only 1 record, 5 2 record, and 6 and 7 only 1 record each. Next one, let me run this one, first record code. That means it displays distinct record plus first record from the grouping variable. That means condition is used here if first.eid then output. That is apply for if eid has multiple value, that means a duplicated value. Let me run this one. It displays only 7 records. All records are distinct. And here name is EID1, name is ZEF. We know that employee ID 1 we have 3 records. First record is ZEF and last record is Mark. Let me go back to the code and run for the last record. When we run this code, then it displays the same number of records, 7 records. But in case of EID 1, it displays Mark because Mark is the last record. In this way, we can remove duplicate record by certain variable or duplicate it by all variable from SAS dataset by using 2 methods. Procedure step, that means sorting the data first and using no dupe key and no dupe option. And second one is sorting the data first. After then, we can use first dot variable and last dot variable. That's all about question number 63. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 64. How do you extract records having maximum and minimum salary from each department? This question is asking about how to create a list of max and min salary from each department. There are different ways to solve this task. Mainly we use 2-step process, that is the data step and procedure step. In this example, I am going to use data step method where I am using employee dataset which is used in question number 63. Following data step code can be used to extract the records corresponding max and min salary from each department. Before using first dot and last dot variable, which is called data step method, we have to sort the data. That's why, first of all, we are going to sort data, employee data, and output dataset name is employee underscore sort by department, descending salary and run. Because we are going to use department-wise salary list, and we have to calculate what are the maximum and minimum salary from each department. That's why when we use descending salary, at that time it will display maximum salary at the top and minimum salary at the bottom department wise. Then we can use first dot department and last dot department to identify the max and min salary from each department. Next one is data max underscore salary underscore list that displays the maximum salary list from each department. Set emp underscore sort, that means the sorted data we use, which we have already sorted in first step, by department. Next one is if first dot department, then output. That means it displays first record from each department and run. When we run the second set of code, then we will get the result as shown on the right side, first table. The output dataset name is max underscore salary underscore list. It has only 3 records because we have only 3 departments, and these 3 records are maximum salary from each department. Let me go through the last set of code that gives the minimum salary list. Dataset name min underscore salary underscore list. Set emp underscore sort, that the sorted data is used by department. If last dot department, then output and run. When we run this last set of code, then it displays the result as shown on the right side, second table. And dataset name is min underscore salary underscore list. It displays only 3 records, each from each department, and it displays the minimum salary list from each department. If we run the same set of code with a SAS window, then we will get the exactly same result. Let me go to the SAS window and run the same set of code. We are using here employee dataset. That's why first of all let me run this first set of code. That means the dataset that creates the dataset employee. It has 13 records and 4 variables. And we have only 3 departments here: electric, IT, and HR. And we are going to create list of the salary, maximum and minimum salary list from each department. Let me go back to the code and run first set of code. That means the sorting the data. Because before using first dot variable and last dot variable method, we have to use or we have to sort the data first. After then we can use data step method, which is called first dot variable and last dot variable. Let me run first of all sorting process. Your data has sorted by department and descending with salary. That means we have 2 records from electric department, 4 records from HR, and remaining other from IT department. From electric, first record represents the maximum salary and second record represents the minimum salary from electric department. Because we have sorted the data by department after then descending salary. Let me go back to the code and run second set of code that creates the list of maximum salary list. Let me run this set of code. We observe here it displays only 3 records because we have only 3 departments. And it displays maximum salary from each department. That means Mark 8,000, Robert 8,750, Jess 8,700. These salaries are maximum salary from each department. Let me go back to the code and run last set of code. That creates the list of minimum salary list. This is the result. It displays here 3 records and it displays the minimum salary list from each department. Mary, she has 6,200, Bob 6,500 and Jeff 4,500. These are the minimum salary list from each department. In this way, we can calculate the list of maximum and minimum salary from each department by using first dot variable and last dot variable, which is called data step method. That's all about question number 64. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 65. How can you create a report having group-wise customers' name separated by comma? This question is asking about create a report which includes group-wise customers' name, but those names must be separated by comma. Target output can be obtained by following two-step process. Number 1, sorting the data source by using grouping variable. That means we have to sort the data by grouping variable because in this process we use last dot variable option. Before using first dot variable and last dot variable option, we have to sort the data. That's why step 1 is sort the data source by grouping variable. Number 2, using do loop until last dot grouping variable with cat x function. That means we use cat x function where syntax is given here. Cat x inside the parenthesis we use delimiter and arguments. In this example, delimiter is comma because those name lists must be separated by comma. Let me sort the data first. For simplicity, I am using class dataset from SAS help library, and our target is to create a report, that means group-wise report, where grouping variable is age, and I am going to concatenate name list. That means I am creating a name list of class dataset by age variable, where age is grouping variable. First step is sorting the data. Proc sort data SAS help.class output dataset. That means the sorted dataset is class data by age variable and run. When we run first set of code, then it will display the result as shown on the right side first table, but it has displayed only partial data. That means data has sorted by age variable. Next step, our target table contains only 2 variables. One is grouping variable, where in this example we are taking age as a grouping variable, and another one is name list, which includes name of the each group which must be separated by comma. That's why target variable are only age and name list. Data target output keep only those 2 variables, age and name list. Next step, do iterative process we use here. Do until last dot age, That means do this process, below process, until to reach last record from each grouping variable. That's why set class dataset by age, where we can mention length of the name list 100, and name list equals to here cat x. Inside the parenthesis we use delimiter comma and name list comma name. These are arguments, and end this do loop and run. That means when there is only one record for age group, suppose here is one record is 16, then what happens at that time? When there is only one record, that means it will display only name, whatever it has. What happens if there is two record from that group? Then first iteration, it displays first record name. After then, in second iteration, it concatenate with second record name. That's why we obtain both name which are separated by comma. For example, in case of age 11, first iteration it displays or it gives the Joyce. In second iteration it gives comma and Thomas. If we run same set of the code with a SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me go back to the SAS window and run same set of code. This is the first set of code that stores the data SAS_self.class and output is class dataset by age and run. When we run this first code, it will sort the data. Class dataset has sorted by age variable. That's why it has displayed is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Let me go back to the code and run second set of code. Second set of code is data target output. We keep only two variables, age and name list. That means grouping variable and name list. Do until the process, following process, till it reaches last.age. That means until it reaches to the last record from that grouping variable. That means each grouping variable. Set class dataset by age, length, name list is cat x. Inside the parenthesis we use delimiter comma name list comma name. Name list and name are arguments, comma is delimiter. End this process and run. When we run this second set of code, it displays our requirement. That means it has only two variables, age and name list, where age variable contains a distinct age 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16, and name list contains groupwise name list which are separated by comma. In this way, we can create a report which contains the groupwise customer name which are separated by comma. That's all about question number 65. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer question number 66. How can you save distinct and duplicated records by a variable into two different data sets? This question is asking about how can you separate distinct and duplicated records by a certain variable and save them into two different data sets. By using data step method, where we use first dot variable and last dot variable, we can save distinct and duplicated records by a variable into two different data sets. That means two different tables. For simplicity, I am going to use employee dataset which is already used in question number 63 and 64. Before using first dot variable and last dot variable method, first of all we have to sort the data by grouping variable. That's why first step is sorting employee data by e underscore id to output sort underscore out. This is output dataset name. That's why proc sort data employee out sort underscore out by e underscore id and run. When we run this first set of code, it will sort the data employee by e underscore id so that we can get the data set which includes sorted data by employee id. Next step is saving records having distinct and duplicated EID into two different datasets. That means we are going to save distinct records into one table and duplicated records into another table. In this method, we use first dot variable and last dot variable. If there is a distinct EID, that means those EID which are present only one time in this record or in this table. In such a condition, value of first dot EID equals to 1 and last dot EID that is also equals to 1, but those are present in same record. That means if there is a distinct EID, it has first dot EID 1 and last dot EID also 1 on the same record. If EID are duplicated, then we obtain first dot variable or first dot EID 1 in one record and last dot EID equals to 1 into other record. That's why we use here if first dot EID and last dot EID condition. That means both must be present on the same record. First of all, we are going to create two tables. First table is distinct underscore id and second table is dup underscore id. We are using here sorted data set sort underscore out by eid. Now we use condition if first dot eid and last dot eid, that means both must be present on the same record. That means the both value must be on the same record. Then output goes to distinct underscore id table. Else, that means if not, output goes to dup underscore id table and run. When we run this second set of code, it will create two different tables. One is distinct underscore id and another one is dup underscore id. When we run this code, after successful run, we will get result as shown on the right side, distinct underscore id table and dup underscore id table. Distinct underscore id table, it has only 3 records and 4 variable. And dup underscore id table, it has 10 records and 4 variables. From distinct underscore id table, EID 4, 6 and 7, these 3 EID are distinct. That means these 3 EID are present in this table or employee table only one time. From dup underscore id table, EID 1, 2, 3 and 5, these EID are present more than one time. That's why those EID are stored in dup_id table. If we run same setup code with a SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me go back to the SAS window and run the same code. This is the code we use. First code, it creates employee table. Let me run first code. This is the employee table which has 13 record and 4 variables. Next step, first of all, we have to sort the data by EID. Let me sort the data first. This table shows here, this is the sorted data because we are getting EID on sorting order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Next step, third code is here that will save distinct and duplicated EID records into two different tables. Let me run this third set of code. Let me check table. It has two tables. One is distinct_id, other one is dup_id. First of all, let me see distinct_id. It has only 3 records, as we mentioned before in our slide. That means EID 4, 6 and 7. These all 3 EID are distinct EID. That means these 3 EID are present only one time in employee table. Let me go to the dup_id table. It has 10 records. An employee ID 1, 2, 3 and 5. Those employee ID are repeated. That means those employee ID are present more than one time. That's why those employee ID are stored in dup_id table. In this way, we can save distinct and duplicated records by certain variable into two different tables by using first dot variable and last dot variable, which is called data step method. That's all about question number 66. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 67. What is SAS array and why do we use it? This question is asking about the definition of SAS array and why and where do we use it. A SAS array is a group of SAS variables that are grouped under a single name, or the repeated structure in the SAS data step is called an array, which is similar to a dimension, matrix, or table in mathematics. Array is used to simplify the SAS processing, and it helps to read and analyze repetitive data with a minimum of coding. Before going to application of this SAS array, first of all, we have to explain array statement. Array starts with array underscore name that represents the array name, n represents the number of element. After that, we have to provide array element. If we are creating array for character variable, then we have to use $sign after number of element. Then we have to provide length of this array element. Further information, if we are using all numeric variable, then in place of writing all array element, then we can write underscore numeric underscore. Similarly, in case of character variables, that means all variables are character. In such a scenario, we can use underscore character underscore. And if all variables are same type, It can have numeric or character. Then we can use underscore all underscore in place of array element. Let me explain first a simple data set. It has only three variables and three records. Suppose data set name is test. Then input A1, A2, A3 that creates three variables. All variables are numeric. When we run first set of code, then it will produce the result as shown on the right side. Is the second table. It has three variables and three records. Values are given here: A1 22, 23, 12, A2 34, 44, 33, A3 55, 32 and 12. Next step is we are going to add 30 with each record of all fields. That means we are going to add value 30 with each record. In such a condition, we can use array. Let me explain here data set, data final, set test. That means we are going to use previously created data and we are applying array here, array new underscore value. This is the array name. Number is 3 because we have only 3 elements, A1, A2 and A3. Do iterative steps are applied. Do I equals to 1, 2, 3. It will apply with 1, 2 and 3. New underscore value I, that equals to new value I plus 30. That means 30 will added with each element or each records of all fields. End, drop I and run. When we run the second set of code, then it will generate output result as shown on the third table on the right side. It has three variables, A1, A2 and A3 and three records. But value have changed because we have added 30 with each record of all fields. That's why A1 22 plus 30 52, 23 plus 30 53, 12 plus 30 42. Similarly, 30 has increased in each record. That means value 30 has added with each record. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then it will produce the same result. Let me go to the SAS window. This is the first code that produced the SAS dataset test. It has three variables and three records. Let me run this first set of code. It has three records here. Three variables and three records. Then let me go back to the code and run second set of code where SAS array is used to add 30 with each record of all variable or all field. Let me run second set of code. It has produced the second result. That is exactly we explained before. That means A1 has 52 because initially it was 22, 22 plus 30, 52, 23 plus 30, 53, and 12 plus 30, 42. Similarly, 30 has added with each element. In this way, array is used to simplify the SAS processing and helps to to minimize the SAS query. That's all about question number 67. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 68. What is the best approach to replace all missing character variable value by the word miss in SAS data step? This question is asking about how can you replace all missing character variable value which is present in a dataset by a word miss in SAS dataset. SAS array can be used to replace all missing character variable value by miss, where we use underscore character underscore in place of array element, and do loop is used to apply the change to all missing character variable value. Similarly, if someone asks you to replace all missing numeric variable value by 9999, then we can use underscore numeric underscore in place of array element, and we apply a do loop to change all missing variable value by given value. For simplicity, I am taking here hard dataset, which is from SAS help library. A sample dataset is given on the right hand side first table. This is only a partial dataset. This dataset contains combination of both character and numeric variables. Example is here death cause. This is one of the character variable where first record is missing, fourth record is missing, similarly fifth, sixth, in this way those records are missing here. Next one is age CSD diagnosis. This is the one of numeric variable where it is showing here first record is missing because in case of numeric variable dot represent missing value, and in case of character variable simply missing or blank value represent missing value. In case of numeric variable, similarly fourth record is missing. In this way, this hard dataset has combination of both numeric and character variable where some of the values are missing. Our aim is to change all character missing variable by word miss and to change all numeric variable value by 9999. Let me work with first part, replacing all missing character variable value by miss. There is a data set, data hard underscore final 1. We use SAS help.hard dataset. An array is creating here, array character, that is the array name. The star sign represents whatever number it has, character variable number it will present here. And in place of array element we use underscore character underscore. A do process is apply because we have to apply to the all character variable. Do I equals to 1 to dim character. That means it automatically calculates or gives the total number of character variable. If character, that is the array, I is equals to missing, that means the blank, then character variable, character array I, that will change with miss. That means it will replace by miss. A simple condition is applied here. That means those changes are applied only for weight greater than 195. That's why I'm using here where condition, where weight greater than 195. In the do loop, drop I variable and run. When we run first set of code, then it will generate output as shown on the right side second table. From this table, it shows here it is only partial dataset. In case of character variable death cause, missing value is replaced by miss, and here also miss, and here also miss. That means missing value is replaced by or miss. Similarly, replacing all missing numeric value by 9999, I am creating here dataset data heart underscore final 2, taking same dataset saself.heart, using array name is numeric star underscore numeric underscore, that represents the all array element that is used for numeric variable. Do I want to dim numeric? I want to all number of numeric variable. If numeric I equals to dot, that means in case of numeric variable dot represents missing value, then numeric I equals to 9999. That means dot will be replaced by 9999. That replacement is applied only for weight greater than 195. That's why I'm using here where weight greater than 195 in do loop, drop I variable and run. When we run second set of code, it will generate output as shown on the right side, third table. If we see here age CSD diagnosis, this variable is numeric variable where first record is missing, and that first record is replaced by 9999. Similarly, fourth record is missing, it is replaced by 9999. Not only this one variable, it has replaced missing all numeric variable by 9999. We can see that replacement in our real SAS window. Let me go to the SAS window and run the code. We have three set of code. First set of code, we are just going to check heart dataset, and we are taking here weight greater than 195. Let me run first set of code. It displays all the record where weight is greater than 195 and it has 17 variable. Example is here heart death cause. First record is missing. This is the character variable. Age CSD diagnosis. First record is missing. This is the numeric variable. Similarly, if we check here other side, age at death, it is also numeric variable. Smoking, it is also numeric variable. Cholesterol, it is also numeric variable. And also coal underscore status, this is the character variable. Some values are missing. And smoking status, some values are missing. That's why we are trying to change all character missing value by miss, M-I-S-S, and all numeric variable value missing values are replaced by 9999. Let me go back to the code and run second set of code. That will change all missing character variable value by the or miss. Simply we use here miss. Let me run this set of code and check the result. Here death cause, First record it was missing, that's why it has replaced by miss. Fourth record it has changed by miss, and similarly all missing records are replaced by miss. And similarly, let me go to the end of this data set. Call underscore status is a miss, that means missing value has replaced by miss. Similarly here, smoking status has replaced by miss. In this way, all missing character variables are replaced by or miss by using array. Let me go back to the code and run third set of code. That means that will change missing value by 9999. Let me run this set of code and check the result. This is the output result where age CSD diagnosis, first record it was missing, that is replaced by 9999. Similarly, all missing values are replaced. Similarly, here we have other records. In case of smoking, it has replaced missing value by 9999. Age at death, number of values are missing, those values are replaced by 9999. In this way, we can replace either missing character variable value or numeric variable value from the SAS dataset by using SAS array. That's all about question number 68. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 69. What are the differences between join and merge in SAS? Which one is more efficient? This question is asking about difference between join and merge in SAS, and it is asking which method is more efficient. There are following notable points between ProcSQL join and data step merge. Number one, both methods are used to combine two or more data sets. Join doesn't need to sort the data, but merge need to sort the data before joining or before merging the two data sets. It should be sorted by index or by variable. Number two, multiple data sets can be joined in one step without having common variable in all the data set. But in case of the merge, there should be common variable. Number three, ProcSQL join can handle many-to-many relationship, but data step merge cannot handle such a relationship. And next question is, which one is more efficient? Answer is, neither one is more efficient because these are two different facilities and cannot be easily compared. One is not better than other because two facilities perform significantly different functions. That means working mechanism is completely different and both are equally valuable. Following are sample code which are used in case of ProcSQL join condition and data step merge. I am taking here one of the example for the inner join. Inner join which gives the same result in case of the merge. In case of ProcSQL join condition, it starts with ProcSQL. Suppose we are going to create a table, combine 1. That's why create table, combine 1 as select x dot star y dot star, where x and y are alias name for table 1 and table 2. From table 1 x, that is called alias name, inner join, table 2 y, we use on condition. That means the joining condition is x.id equals to y.id, where x.salary greater than 5,000. Suppose we are using this logic only for those customer or those employees who has salary greater than 5,000 and quit. This is the sample code which is used for the inner join. That means joining the two tables, table 1 and table 2, and finally it creates a final table combined 1. And in case of data step, similar process we can do, but we have to write the following code. First of all, before using merge statement, we have to sort the data. That's why proc sort data table 1 out, suppose table 3 by id and on. It sorts the first table 1. Next, proc sort data table 2, output data set is table 4 by id on. It will sort table 2 to table 4. Now we are using here merge statement. Data combined 1, that is the final data set, merge table 3, and we use here in option in equals to A, table 4 in B. By variable is id. If A and B, that means if both variable exist in both table, that means A and B are equal, then it will give the output result. The same condition is applied here where salary is greater than 5,000. This is the optional condition and run. When we run this setup code, then it will give the same result as we obtained from the joining condition. That's why these are the common sample code which are used in proc SQL join condition and data step merge. That's all about question number 69. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 70. How do you use SAS data step to get same result as inner join from proc SQL? This is the one of the example I am showing, which is a continuation of question number 69, where there is given two code. One is inner join with proc SQL and other one is data step merge. This question is asking about how can you get the same result from data step merge and inner join. What are the conditions do we have to use? Common information which exists in both tables can be obtained by using following data step merge, which results exactly same as the result obtained from inner join with proc SQL. To explain this question, we are going to take two examples. Dataset is employee and dataset, another dataset department. Employee data table, it has 5 variables and 6 records. A department table, it has 2 variables and 5 records. Let me explain first proc SQL inner join. We are going to use above mentioned two tables, department and employee table, to obtain the common record, common information which exists on both tables. Let's start from proc SQL. We are going to create a table, create table, inner underscore join as select e.star, where E is alias name for employee table, d.department name. That means I am going to select all field from employee table and department name from department table. inner join department D, where D is alias name for department, on E dot department ID equal D dot department ID. Order by E dot department ID quit. In this proc SQL inner join code, we are going to use department ID variable to join the two table employee and department. That means it will select only those records in which department ID are same in department and employee table. When we run first set of code, then it will generate output result as shown on the right side last table, where it is mentioned here output result from proc SQL join. In this table, it has 6 variables and 5 records, where department ID 20, 20, 20, 23 and 25. These are existing department ID on both tables. That means inside employee table as well as department table. Let me use data step process. To use the data step merge, we are using above mentioned two table, employee and department. Before using data step merge, we have to sort the data. That's why proc sort data employee by department ID and run. That means it will sort the data employee by department ID. Similarly, proc sort data department by department ID run. In this code, it will sort data, that means the department table, by department ID. After then, we use data step, data final underscore data, merge, we use merge statement, employee, where this employee table is sorted employee table, in option is used, in equals to A, suppose, department in option is B by department ID, because we have already sorted these two tables by department ID. That means we are going to take common variable from these two tables as a department ID. If A and B, then output. That means if department ID with employee table and department ID with department, they are equal, then only those records will go to output table. That means it says here if A and B, then output. If A equals to B, is the same condition. That means if two values are equal, where A and B are in this case department ID, then it goes to output table and run. When we run this second set of code, then first of all it will sort the data, after then it will merge, and finally we will get the result as shown on the below table. It is from output result from data step merge. This table has 6 variables and 5 records. Those records are exactly same as previously obtained record from proc SQL inner join. There may be one or two records just interchange its position, but final result is exactly same. If we run same set of code with SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me go through the SAS window and run the same program. This is SAS window. It has four different programs. First two programs, they create employee and department table. Third program is for inner join, proc SQL inner join. And fourth program is for data step merge. Let me explain third and fourth program. Third program, proc SQL, create table inner join or inner underscore join as select e.star, that means select all field from employee, d.department name, only department name from department table, from employee E, inner join, department D, on e.department ID equal d.department ID. That means joining field, common field is department ID. Order by e.department ID and quit. Fourth program is data step merge. Before using data step merge, we need to sort the data. That's why proc sort data employee by department ID. Similarly, proc sort data department by department ID. Then final data step, data final underscore data, merge, employee in is option where in equals to A and department in equals to B by department ID, where A and B are value of department ID because common variable is department ID. If A and B, then output. That means if the value of department ID from employee and department both are same, then those records will go to output table and run. Let me run four different programs at the same time. Then we have four different tables: employee, department, final data step, inner join, SQL step. First one is employee table. It has 6 records and 5 variables. Next one, department. It has 5 records and 2 variables. Next one, final data step merge. It has 5 records and 6 variables. And last one is inner join. It has 5 records and 6 variables. But those records are same. Only few records position has interchange. But we are taking here common department ID. That's why department ID with inner join output and merge output, they must have same value. As a result, whole data set is same. In this way, we can obtain same result from data step merge and inner join. In case of data step merge, we use in option and we have to mention if in option A or from one table equal to in option with other table. That's all about question number 70. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 71. How do we use data step merge to get the same result as left join in case of proc SQL? This question is asking about how can we get exactly same result from two different methods. One is data step merge and another one is proc SQL left join. In case of the left join, it returns all the records from the left table and matching records from the right table depending upon the joining condition. That means following code is used to get the same result from data step merge as well as proc SQL. I'm using here two datasets which I have used in question number 70. These two tables are employee and department. I'm using these two tables to get the same result by data step merge as well as proc SQL left join. Let me explain first data step merge. In case of data step merge, before merging statement, we have to sort the data. That's why these two line of code, proc SQL sort employee by department ID run, it sorts the data employee table by department ID. And next one is proc sort data department by department ID run, it sorts the data department by department ID. Now we have two set of data employee and department, but they are sorted by department ID. Next step, we use data step. Data final underscore data. We use merge statement. Merge employee, that is sorted employee table. In option is used. In is A, suppose. Department table. In is B. They are merging by using department ID. If A, then output. That indicates that it displays all record from employee table and common record from department table depending upon department ID, because these two tables are merged by using department ID, and run. When we run this first set of code, then it will generate result as shown on the below table. That means output from data step merge, where it has 6 records and 6 variables. We know that in case of employee table, it has 6 records and 5 variables. That's why it has displayed all the record from employee table and it has merged with department table and taking only one variable, that is department name. Similarly, in case of proc SQL left join, proc SQL create a table left underscore join, suppose it's a table name, select e.star, that means e is alias name for employee table, star indicates all field from employee table, comma d alias name for department, dot department name, only we are going to select department name from department table, from employee e, left join department d on e dot department id equals to d dot department id. That means joining condition is department ID. That means these two tables are joined based on department ID variable. Order by department ID, that means we are going to sort the data, final data by department ID and quit. When we run second set of code, it will generate the result as shown below. Output from left join, where it has 6 records and 6 variables. Result is exactly same as data step merge. That's why we can use these two code to get the same result in case of data step merge as well as proc SQL left join. If we run the same set of code with a SAS window, then it will generate the same result. Let me go through the SAS window and run these two set of code. This is a SAS window. It has 4 set of code. First one is employee. First set of code that generates the employee table. Second one that generates department table. After then, we are going to sort the data, employee and department. Next step, that is the data step merge, and next one is final one is proc SQL left join. Let me run all set of code at the same time and see the result. Let me run this code. First one is, it has this says here we have four different tables. First one is employee. It has 6 records and 5 variables. Second one, department. It has 5 records and 2 variables. Third one is data step final. It has 6 records and 6 variables. The next one is left join. It has 6 records and 6 variables. Let me go through first data step merge. This is the result we obtained from data step merge, where it has 6 records and 6 variables. In case of employee table, there are 6 records and 5 variables. That's why ID, name, salary, department ID, and manager ID. These are records that they can exist in case of employee table. That's why it has displayed all record from employee table and merged with department table, taking only one field depending upon the department ID. That's why it has shown here 6 variable. It has merged with department table, only it has taken only one variable, that is a department name. Let me go through the ProcSQL. This is the output from left join. The result is exactly same. In case of left join, it displays all the record from left table. Left table means in this condition employee table plus common records from the right table depending upon the joining condition. That means the common records from the right table depending upon joining condition. We have joining condition is department ID. That's why we get the same result. In this way, we can obtain the same result from two different methods. One is data step merge, another one is ProcSQL join, left join. That's all about question number 71. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 72. How do we use data step merge to get the same result as a right join from ProcSQL? This question is asking about what is the equivalent code for data step merge to get the same result as obtained from ProcSQL right join. Following code is used to get the same result from data step merge as well as ProcSQL right join. For simplicity, I am using here two datasets. One is employee, other one is department, where those two datasets are already used in question number 70. Employee data, it has 5 variables and 6 records, and department, it has 2 variables and 5 records. First of all, let me explain about data step merge. Before using merge statement, always we have to sort the data. That's why we use here proc sort data employee by department ID. Next one is proc sort data department by department ID. We are going to sort these two tables by department ID variable because those two tables are going to merge by department ID. That's why we have to sort the data by department ID. Next step, data step department final underscore data. We use merge statement. Employee, that means this table is always sorted by department ID. We use option A. Department, we use option B. By department ID, and we use condition here, if B then output and run. The condition if B then output that indicates here, It displays indicates that it displays all the records from department table with those records from employee table which has department ID common with department table. That means we obtain here all records from department table and those records from employee table which has common department ID with department table. When we run first set of code, then we will obtain result as shown below table. This table has 6 variables and 7 records. From this table, it is clear that all records are displayed from department table and only 5 records are displayed from employee table because those 5 records have department ID which are common with department table. Let me go through the proc SQL write join. In case of proc SQL write join, we start with proc SQL, create table, write join, and we are going to select variable according to order as display in case of data step merge. First of all, we select here e.id, where E is alias name for employee table and D is alias name for department table. That's why we use select e.id, e.name, e.salary, and we use here collage function. That means collage function is numeric function which can take one or more than one argument and it results first non-missing argument value. And it is renamed as department ID, e.manager ID, and finally d.department name. From employee table, alias name E, write join department D on e.department ID equals to d.department ID. We use order by condition because in case of merge, data step merge, those data are already sorted by department ID. That's why to obtain exactly same result, we use here order by department ID that will sort the final result by department ID and quit. When we run second set of code, it will display result as shown below table, which is exactly same as we obtained result from data step merge. It has also 6 variables and 7 records, where it has displays all the record from right table, that means department table, and it has displays those records which has common department ID with department table. That's why it has displayed only 5 records from employee table. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me go through the SAS window. This is SAS window. It has 6 different programs. First 2 data step program that create 2 data set. One is employee, other one is department. Next 2 proc sort program that sort the data employee and department by department ID. Last 2 program, one is data step merge, another one is proc SQL write join. These 2 programs are used to obtain the same result. Let me run first 2 data step program that create employee and department. Let me run these 2 code. First of all, employee table. In this employee table, it has 5 variables and 6 records, where department ID are not unsorted order. Next one is department table. It has 2 variables and 5 records. Step 2, proc sort data. Let me run these 2 lines of code. Now, employee and department, these two tables are sorted by department ID. Because always before using merge statement, we have to sort the data by certain variable which is used to merge two tables. In this case, we are going to merge employee and department table by department ID. That's why we have sorted the data by department ID. The next one is data step merge. And last one is ProcSQL write join. Let me run these two set of code at the same time and compare the result. First one is data step merge. In this table, it has 6 variables and 7 records, where it has displayed all records from department table and only 5 records from employee table, because those 5 records have common department ID with department table. Let me go through the ProcSQL write join. We obtain here exactly same result. That means all records from department table and only 5 records from employee table which has common department ID with department table. In this way, we can obtain the same result from data step merge as well as ProcSQL write join. That's all about question number 72. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 73. How do we use data step merge to get same result as full join from ProcSQL? This question is asking about what is the equivalent code for ProcSQL full join and data step merge. Following code is used to get the same result from data step merge and ProcSQL full join. To explain this question, following two datasets are used, employee and department. Where employee dataset, it has 6 records and 5 variables, and department table, it has 5 records and 2 variables. First of all, data step merge. Before using merge statement, we have to sort the data by certain variable on which these two datasets are going to merge. In this example, employee and department, these two tables are going to merge by department ID. That's why we are sorting those two tables by using department ID variable. Proc sort data employee by department ID, run. Proc sort data department by department ID, run. Next step is final data, data final underscore data. We use merge statement, employee, that is sorted table by department ID. In option A, department. In option B, department is again sorted table by department ID. By department ID, if A or B, then output and run. This option or this condition, if A or B, then output, that indicates it will display all the records corresponding to department ID which exist in employee table, as well as it displays all the records corresponding to department ID that exist in department table. Altogether, it will display all the records. Those records exist on both tables, employee and department. When we run first set of code, it will display result as shown below table. It has 6 variables and 8 records. From this table, it is clear that it has covered all the records that exist on employee as well as department table. Because in case of department table, only 16 and 30 These two records or these two value exist on department table, and other value here 20, 23, 25 and 33. Those value exist on both table, employee as well as department. Let me go through the ProcSQL full join. It starts with ProcSQL. Let me create a table full underscore join, and I am going to select variable according to order, which is display in case of data step merge output table. That means in case of data step output table, the order is ID, name, salary, department ID, manager ID, and department name. According to this order, I am going to select variable here. Select e.id, e.name, e.salary, colas function use, e.department ID, d.department ID, and it is renamed as department ID, e.manager ID, and finally d.department name. Here E and D indicate alias name for employee table and department table respectively. From employee E, full join department D on, that means on which condition we are going to join. Joining condition is e.department ID equals to d.department ID, order by department ID, and quit. In this code, we have used here colas function. Colas function is a numeric function which can take one or more than one argument, and it will result first non-missing value. We use here order by statement because in case of data step merge, final dataset has sorted by department ID. That's why to generate the same result, we have to sort the data, final data, by department ID. That's why we use order by statement to sort the data. When we run second set of code, then it will display the result as shown below table. The result is exactly same. It has 6 variables and 8 records. Each value are exactly same. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me go to the SAS window and run the same program. This is SAS window. It has multiple programs. First two programs create two datasets, employee and department. Second two proc sort data program that sort the data by department ID. And last two programs are used for data step merge as well as ProcSQL full join. Let me run first two set of programs. It creates two programs. One is two table, one is employee, other one is department. Employee table first. It has 5 variable and 6 records. Next one, department. It has 5 records and 2 variable. Next step, I'm going to run these two program here that sorts the data by department ID. This is sorted table by department ID. It's the employee table. All records are sorted by department ID. Next one is department table. Records are sorted by department ID. Let me go back to the code and run last two programs, data step merge and ProcSQL full join. This is the result we obtained from data step merge. This is the final underscore data. This is the table name from data step merge. Final data, it has 6 variables and 8 records. As we explained before, two department ID 16 and 30. These two values exist only on department table, and other values 20, 23, 25 and 33. Those values exist on both tables. That means employee and department. Let me check with full join. This is the table from ProcSQL full join. The result is exactly same. It has 6 variables and 8 records, and every value are exactly same. In this way, we can use equivalent code for data step merge as well as ProcSQL write join, as we explained in this slide. That's all about question number 73. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 74. How does union operator work with ProcSQL? This question is asking about how can you join two tables vertically without getting duplicate records. Union operator is used to join two or more tables vertically by column position, not by column name. So common column in each select statement must be in the same order. It joins table vertically, removing duplicate records. We have two tables here. Dataset name is 1 and dataset name 2. Dataset 1 has 4 records and 3 variables. Variable name are ID, salary, department. And table 2 has 5 records and 3 variables. Variable name are ID, amount, and department. When we use ProcSQL and union operator, then we will get the result without duplicate records. In first table, that is table 1, ID 102 and 103. And similarly, in case of table 2, ID 102 and 103. That means two records are duplicated in 1 and 2 table. That's why when we use union operator, then we will get only unique records only. ProcSQL create table out table as select star, that means select all variable from table 1, union with select all variable from table 2, quit and run. When we run this set of code, we will get result as shown below. There will be only 3 variables and 7 records. 3 variables are according to position. That means variable name is as according to first table, ID, salary, and department. A number of records are only 7. We observe here 2 record ID having 102 and 103. Only unique records are present in this output table. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then it will produce the same result. Let me go through the SAS window. First two program create two dataset, dataset name 1 and dataset name 2, where dataset 1 has 4 records and 3 variables, and 2 has 5 records and 3 variables. Variable name here in case of first table, first dataset, ID, salary, department, and second one is ID, amount, department. Then third set of code is used to create a table with union operator. Let me run three set of code at the same time and check the result. This is dataset 1, dataset 2, and this is final dataset with union operator, dataset 3, or final table. With union operator, final record it has 3 variables and only 7 records. That means duplicate records 103 and 102 are removed from here. That's why by using union operator, we can join similar table vertically by removing duplicate records. That's all about question number 74. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 75. How does union all operator work with ProcSQL? This question is asking about while combining two or more than two tables vertically, we can use union all operator. What will be its result? Union all operator is used to join two or more than two tables vertically by column position, not by column name. So, common column in each select statement must be in the same order. It joins tables vertically, keeping all duplicate records. That means in case of union all operator, it joins tables vertically, keeping all duplicate records. To explain this question, we have two datasets. Dataset name 1 and 2. 1 has 3 variables and 4 records, and 2 has 3 variables and 5 records. In case of table 1, first two records having corresponding ID 102 and 103, they are repeated on table 2. That means those two records are duplicated. By using union all operator, it will combine these two tables, keeping those two duplicated records as well. For union all operator, we use following code, which is shown on the right side. It starts with ProcSQL, create table, table name, select star from 1, that means we are going to select all variable. We use union all operator, select star from table 2, again we select all variable. We are going to create final table and sort the table according to ID. That's why we use order by statement and quit. When we run this set of code, then it will generate result as shown on the below table. It has 3 variables and 9 records. First four records having 102 and 103 ID number, they are repeated. That means first two records are repeated. Similarly, next two records are repeated. From here it is clear that by using union all operator, it has combined these two tables 1 and 2 vertically, keeping duplicated records. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me go to the SAS window and run the same program. This is SAS window where it has 3 different programs. First two program, it is used to create two tables, table 1 and table 2. A third set of program, it has used union all operator. Let me run 3 set of code at the same time and observe the result. This is the result obtained from table 1, where it has 3 variables and 4 records. Let me go through the table 2. It has 3 variables and 5 records. And finally, this is the result obtained from union all operator. It has 3 variables and 9 records. From this result, it is clear that from first 2 records having corresponding ID 102, these 2 records are repeated. Similarly, next 2 records having corresponding ID 103, these 2 records are repeated. That means by using union all operator, we can combine 2 or more than 2 tables vertically, keeping all duplicated records. That's all about question number 75. Thank you. SAS interview question and answer. Question number 76. How does accept operator work with ProcSQL? This question is asking about while using accept operator in case of vertical join, what will be its result? Accept operator is used to get the records from one table which do not exist in another table. In this example, we are going to pull all the records exist in dataset 1 which do not exist in dataset 2. We have two datasets, 1 and 2. One has 3 variables and 4 records. 2 has 3 variables and 5 records. We can use accept operator to get the result only exist in table 1 which do not exist in table 2. From this example, record number 3 and 4, these 2 records exist only on table 1. Those 2 records do not exist in table 2. This is very simple data set, that's why we can easily observe. When we use accept operator, the result should include only these 2 records. That means observation number 3 and 4 from table 1. Let me use accept operator. It starts with the ProcSQL, create table, is the table name, select all variable from one table, use accept operator, select all variable from table 2 and quit. When we run this simple set of code, then we will get the result as shown below, where it has 3 variables and only 2 records. These 2 records are those records which only exist in table 1. This type of the example or concept or use of accept operator can be applicable in case of data migration. When migrating data from source to target, we have to check whether all the data sets are migrated or not. To validate the migration, we use accept operator. That means we use source dataset, accept operator, and target dataset. That means whether it has migrated all the records or not. While using accept operator, if the result is 0, that indicates that all the dataset are migrated from source to target. This is the one-of-the-one application. If we run same set of code with a SAS window, then we will get exactly same result. Let me go to the SAS window and run the same set of program. Here is the program. We have 3 different programs. First 2 programs generate 2 datasets, dataset 1 and 2. A third set of program, it has used accept operator. Let me run 3 sets of code at the same time and observe the result. This is the result obtained from table 1. It has 3 variables and 4 records. table 2. It has 3 variables and 5 records. A result from except operator. It has only 2 records and 3 variables. That means those records only exist in table 1. In this way, we can use except operator to obtain the result from only one table which do not exist in second table. That's all about question number 76. Thank you.